Hello, Taurus. Welcome in. Welcome to my channel, Wing Spiritual Clarity. My name's Wendy Wing. I'm doing a bonus tarot reading for Tauruses because you continue to have some of the highest viewership in these readings. So I'm going to continue to send you out more of these readings. I so appreciate you, Taurus. So glad that you're here. Let's get to your reading, okay? Let's see what the overall energy, thank you. What's hidden from Taurus that would be helpful? Okay. That's interesting. Outcome and advice. What does Taurus need to know? The ones that are here. All right, we'll take them all. All right. See what we're working with in the overall energy. We have 4 cards that came out. We have the Knight of Swords in reverse, the 8 of Pentacles, Shivers, the Raven friend, just landed on the roof above me, Page of Swords in reverse, and the Lovers reversed. All right. So the Knight of Swords in reverse. Someone rushing to a negative conclusion. Fast. Knight of Swords is fast-moving energy. However, that person, they've got an idea. This feels like a negative idea that they're running with. Running to conclusions. Someone's rushing to conclusions, a negative conclusion. 8 of Pentacles is just work. Someone's putting in the work. Knight of Swords in, or Page of Swords in reverse. More negative communication, negative pessimistic perception, and then the Lovers reversed. Feels like you're making a different choice. All right, Taurus, let's take a look at what these cards mean. Why is the Knight of Swords in reverse here? Hey, there you are showing up as yourself, Taurus. King of Pentacles and King of Wands in reverse. Whoever this is, it feels like they're someone very insecure, someone who doesn't know how to take action on their own. Yeah, of course, someone who's all talk, insecure, criticizes others, those who don't do themselves. This feels like someone who doesn't have the courage to do what you're doing, is what I'm getting. It feels like they're criticizing you. This feels like a lot of criticism. All right. Why is the 8 of Pentacles here? This could be around work. This is about just a very straightforward card of work, getting the work done. This is also 8 of Pentacles could be a level of mastery. That's something that you've done enough time. You have 10,000 hours in whatever this is. And it feels like there's someone who's envious, can't do what you do, but has some type of negative conclusion. This feels like jealousy. Someone who can't make the moves you're making. All right, tell me more about the 8 of Pentacles. What does Taurus need to know? Interesting. Wow, these cards came out as a challenge to the 8 of Pentacles. Tower, 5 of Cups. Okay. Whoever this is that's rushing to negative conclusions, you're blowing their world. There's something about what you do, a level of mastery that you have. And it's challenging this person's reality. They've got They've got some type of false reality, some type of perception that's not true. And by whatever you're doing, how you're showing up, solid, very solid. And it's whatever it is that you do, that you have a mastery on. It feels like they just can't have it. I don't know what that is. They just can't. Whoever this is that's envious. Something about your mastery and whatever you are good at, this person just can't have in their reality. It challenges your mastery, challenges this person's reality. It also, 5 of Cups. Oh, I get the feeling, the 5 of Cups, this person has lost the taste for wine, not interested anymore, and the wine has spilled. There's still 2 cups over here, but they're so disappointed, even though he doesn't like wine. He's lost the taste for it. The cups get spilled and he's still upset. Even though it's something that he's lost the taste for, there's this disappointment over what's lost of something. Regret, upset, emotional disappointment. I get the feeling that whoever this is that's rushing to negative conclusions lost the taste for the relationship that you had with them. They're challenged by, it feels like you're steady, creating abundance. There's something in what you're doing that they just can't have. And I get the feeling that they, and this feels like a past 5 of Cups, like they might have lost interest in the connection with you, in you, at some point. So there's like regret that they separated from you. And the success that it feels like you're doing really well. I'm perceiving this feels really good. This reading so far is about someone else having an issue with the success that you're having. Let's see what the Page of Swords in reverse is. And it's like they're rushing to a negative conclusion. The Page of Swords in reverse, challenged by the Knight of Swords. Yet again. Okay, someone's rushing in. Knight of Swords. You might be challenged. Maybe that's why it's coming up. They're rushing in with some type of negative comments, some negative communication. What's this communication that's coming in that's challenging? Star card is a challenge. They're challenged by you elevating, you going after what you desire. Are you rising up into your star quality? Are you shining? This is someone from the get-go, I was saying, someone insecure, someone jealous about whatever you're doing, and they can't have it in their reality. I'm not sure why this is. With the Lovers reverse and the 5 of Cups, that message, this could be someone who you don't work with, talk with anymore. Could be an ex. It feels like someone you're no longer choosing to be around. It feels like I'm almost getting that this other person might have in the past lost interest in you or the connection or whatever the relationship is. Feels like they might have done this rushing to conclusions. This might be what they do. And it feels like they might have rushed to conclusions to leave you, even. If that is the case, it looks like you've had quite the glow up. It just feels like this person is challenged by you shining, by you healing, by your authenticity and your capabilities. All right, tell me why the Lovers in reverse is in the overall energy. Sun reversed. It feels like it was very unhappy and very confusing, whoever this other person is. And it also feels like they're very... Okay, I just heard the song, Ain't No Sunshine When She's Gone. Dun, dun. I get the feeling that this person, things didn't go so well. They might have rushed to some type of conclusion following their insecurities. And it looks like you're doing really well, Taurus. Really well. Mastering something, looking very solid. And you're showing up as yourself in your own reading. You do feel very authentic. Real. You feel very real. And it feels like this person wants to come in and take you down a couple notches. They don't like this. That's kind of what I'm getting. They're rushing in to see if they can still affect you by just saying a few things, making... They want their upset and their insecurities to be yours. And so if they come in and they can wound you, then you'll take on their upset and process through and feel insecure. And so then I get the feeling, the hopes is that you'll stop succeeding. They don't want their false reality to collapse. They want to be able to collapse your reality and to get you to stop doing what you're doing. Four of Swords reverse, Justice, Ace of Pentacles reverse. It looks like you might be in no contact with this person. So I don't know how they're going to get into your energy. I think that might be even why there's so much of this communication. 2 Knight of Swords and Page of Swords in reverse. There's all this. It feels like they can't communicate this. It feels like you are protected. It feels like you've created justice by staying balanced in your thoughts for yourself. And they can't give you. They can't unload on you. They can't... This feels very upsetting that they can't stop you. They can't with their words, with being able to get the feeling whoever this is, they used to be able to come in, say a couple things and sabotage. That's what this is, sabotage. But you're just not taking the bait anymore, not interested. This person might not even be able to access your energy at all anyway because you've gone no contact. Wow. All right, in what's hidden, Taurus, we have the 7 of Cups, the 3 of Wands in reverse, and the Devil. You have lots of options. And this person doesn't have the expansion that you have, hasn't taken the actions you do. This is a very toxic energy, Devil, codependent, trauma bonding type of energy. They want the image of the Devil here in this gilded cage. Feels like you might have at one point been a pet to this person, or they perceived you like they owned you. They were able to contain, to keep you stuck. All right, why is the Seven of Cups in what's hidden? Wow, Three of Wands in reverse. Three of Wands in reverse. All right, we're definitely on the right vibe. All right, that came up with the Two of Swords. Confusion about the choices and options. Someone's confused about the options. And they don't want to take action until they're sure. Not going after what they want, staying confused. Why is the Three of Wands in reverse here in what's hidden twice? Nine of Wands in reverse coming out as a challenge to the Three of Wands in reverse. There's a vulnerability, a lack of protection, and an exhaustion that's making it difficult to take action in the direction you there we go. Taurus, when you were in this relationship with this person, you were contained. You were in this gilded cage, and they were able to affect you with just some words. Be able to affect change, get to control you, manipulate your emotions, how you perceive yourself. And sabotage, keep you confused, keep you from taking action towards what you desire. And in what's hidden, they were able to sabotage, get you to stop going after what you want by keeping you vulnerable, unprotected. Once they are removed from your energy, then you start having success because they're not sabotaging you. You're able to go after what you desire. Be yourself. And there's something about your success that doesn't go with their mindset that they have about you. And it doesn't look like they can access your energy. And even if they were able to get through a message and tell you something, it just doesn't have the effect. They've lost control over you. And they had control in the past. And they were able to just constantly keep you vulnerable, exhausted, and sabotage everything, just sabotage. And so it looks like they have some type of limiting story about who you are. But without their influence, without them sabotaging you, you're able to work on and master something it feels like it's bringing you success, abundance. You're very balanced. Tell me about the Devil energy. Nine of Swords reverse. You got out of a comfort zone. Being kept by this person at some point was a comfort zone. Very painful, but not painful enough that you were willing to do something about it. Eventually, it looks like something happened that you were willing to get out of that comfort zone, to stop letting the fears, the limiting beliefs that this person purposely tells, all these limiting beliefs to keep you stuck. I'm seeing like in a tower, the tower, they don't even have to create the tower. These swords, these limiting beliefs that they projected onto you, making you perceive yourself as less than, not capable, not awesome as you are. And that kept you stuck in a comfort zone. And it looks like you got yourself out of that comfort zone and are not allowing anyone to tell you who you are, and you're showing up as your authentic self. Very successful. All right, Taurus, in the outcome and advice, we have the Queen of Wands, the Knight of Wands in reverse, the Four of Pentacles, Strength card, Ace of Cups coming out as a challenge to all of these energies. Yeah, Queen of Wands is my card for authenticity, an internal understanding of who you are. The Queen of Wands loves herself. She knows who she is. She understands her shadow and her light. She doesn't care what other people think about her, and that makes her very attractive. She's not trying to please everyone. She knows who she is. And I feel like you have really stepped into this Queen of Wands energy. I think this person, whoever's trying to access your energy, they might have been able in the past to mirror for little bits at a time your beautiful energy back to you, your authenticity, but only for short periods of time. It looks like they're with the Knight of Wands in reverse. They might have been a player and hooked you in, had you believing that they could match your energy, that this was perfect. So they were really good at mirroring your energy at the beginning to get you hooked into believing this is the person, this is fantastic. But really what I'm seeing is that you've got this inner strength that they just don't have. They want to drain your energy. It looks like there was some type of bait and switch where they told you everything. Yes, we want the same thing, Taurus. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. And it felt like you found perfect match. But once you were hooked in, it feels like something switched. You've got this real strength. Once you start facing your fears, feels like for a lot of you, you've already done that. There's this authenticity. It looks like you're just not going forward. You're not moving on with this past energy. I think you recognize when someone puts in the work, you've learned a lot around not being played. Once people shift their energy, you shift your energy. It's not your job to then try to get them back in. That's what they did. Like they did a lot of promising, a lot of mirroring and matching your energy to hook you in. And once you were hooked in, then the real relationship started, the one that they wanted, where they sabotage and keep you insecure. This is someone who's insecure themselves. The challenge is to love yourself, to not seek love and validation from others, but to love yourself. When you love yourself as you are, then you're not seeking validation from others. You also set healthy boundaries. Loving yourself isn't mamby-pamby, taking a nice hot bath, which that could be a part of self-love. But self-love, as I'm seeing it, is taking your consciousness, loving you enough to make difficult choices, to not give from an empty cup, to not love someone else in hopes that some of that love comes back to you. It looks like you've been journeying on your own. Hermit reversed, Nine of Pentacles. Your willingness going through maybe a dark night of the soul, an ego death, has really let you find who you are. Your independence, abundance. Eight of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles. It feels like you're just starting to find like your pace. This doesn't feel like you're done. It feels like you're finding your stride, finding your flow, finding your pacing in this Nine of Pentacles. Steady, abundant, luxury. Wow. This feels like you've got this inner strength, confidence. You've learned how, it's been a challenge to learn how to love yourself, to take care of yourself, to make the choices to lead you to this place. I'm almost feeling like for a lot of you, there's no way this past energy, even if this message gets to you, gets through, and you receive, it doesn't affect you. And that's what a lot, like a comment or something that would have in the past got you to, would have been able to sabotage you. And now that's what it is. You have so much momentum, pacing, so much momentum build up. It doesn't even feel like, even if the comment gets through or so, it just doesn't affect you. It doesn't affect you. I'm seeing like a little stone pebble they're trying to throw, but they're throwing it, it's this big. By the time it reaches you, it looks like a pebble, and it just doesn't affect you. And I think for some of you that are going to have this experience, it feels wonderful to know that someone can't come in and sabotage you, that you're not that vulnerable. You're in a very different space. Wow. All right, Taurus, that's your reading. I hope that's helpful. Thank you so much for being here. Take care.